fingers crossed this isn't going to buffer all its way on this live. I'm going to be chatting inside of my group. So if you are anywhere else, feel free to comment, but I won't be able to comment back or chat to you until the live is over. So if you want to have an interactive chat, be with my other chums who are inside of my Facebook group, Unrivaled Experts, which is, just put that into a search bar on Facebook, and you'll be able to go in there and check that out. So let me just check to make sure I'm live. It looks like I am live, which is fabulous. My goodness, so this is my first time using this incredible new streaming software. So I am like, please work, don't go crazy on me. So let me just make sure I'm going to turn my volume all the way down. So I'm just going to go into my group now. Let's have a wee looky. Hopefully this works. Hey, Janine, you're on. Fabulous. It's great to see you. So yeah, I can't say hi to anybody else if you're not in my group, basically. So you could be like, hi, Jen, and I won't be able to say hello. So if you want to say hi, if you want to be part of the clan, part of the party, where the real party's at, we're down with the kids today, then do make sure you jump in my group, Unrivaled Experts. It is in the corner, and I'm having to get used to using the right finger because it's not mirrored, which is really irritating. So I'm having to point the opposite direction. But if you look there, Unrivaled Experts. Thought I'd done it wrong then, which has been hilarious. So do make sure you jump in the group if you want to have an interactive chat with other people and me, and also if you want your questions answered as well, because that's obviously really important. So if you've got any questions about anything I'm talking about, then the place to be is in Unrivaled Experts, because I won't be able to say hello any other way, because it doesn't look like on this particular streaming software. So if you're coming in for a nose because of this wonderful streaming software that I'm trying out, it's rolling out as beta. I think it's in beta version at the moment, and I don't think their chat box thing, it will be available, but last time I tested it, wasn't really working for me, and that's one thing I didn't want to test this time around. I wanted to make sure that actually I was testing one thing at a time, so I'm not going to try doing the chat box in this time. That will be another for another live. But for this particular one, fingers crossed, it's all going to go well, and we're just going to be focusing inside my group, in the chat, in the comments of the Facebook Live in the group. Right, let me just check to make sure that everyone's here. Sounds a bit echoey. Oh, that's really annoying. Do I sound like that robot again? That's not great. I'm going to have to check that out afterwards. How bad is it? You're a little bit echoey. It's not too bad, but a little bit. Okay, it could be better. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm not quite sure whether it's the streaming software or possibly the fact that if I was to turn my camera down, you would see a ton of Andy Moore's trekking gear that he's just dumped inside of my office, which, by the way, Andy, you still haven't cleared away. If you're watching, Dave Carpenter, I think you're watching, please do pass the message on to Andy in the office and let him know that he needs to clear his oof out my office. But actually, it might be absorbing some of the echo. So are we able? More like a swimming pool? Sound like a Dalek? Oh my goodness, this really isn't working out very well. Okay, let me just check to make sure that everything is plugged in as it should be. I'm on my fancy Yeti microphone, so that should work. Oh no, I really hope this isn't to do with streaming software, because that won't be good. Okay, audio a bit weird, sounds like it's mic. Right, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to switch, fingers crossed this works, to a different microphone. And so just bear with. 2 seconds. Right, that's the one we need to get rid of. Okay, so I now don't have the fancy mic. How does that sound? Does that sound any better to you? Does that mic sound better? No, I only had the one mic on, so maybe this switch over to the built-in mic might work better. Is that any better? It's getting better. I can't make it any better than it is. I'm speaking. There's a big delay. It's hilarious. It's fine, we'll work it out. That's better. Okay, cool. We'll just leave it at that then. I haven't got my fancy Yeti microphone kicking you out, but I do have the inbuilt microphone, which is the main thing. Okay, cool. So I'm glad you guys can hear me. Right, so forgot my tin of tuna. I was going to bring a tin of tuna, and you'll find out exactly why I brought it. Well, I wanted to bring a tin of tuna upstairs to you today, but I forgot it. But we'll have to pretend there's a lovely tuna tin here. I was like, damn, forgot that. So I want to talk about USPs, because the thing is, at the moment, we are completely involved, obsessed with becoming the most differentiated thing in the market, because there is so much, look at this with my snazzy little things, saturation and savviness. So this is a big problem for businesses. The online space, has been created. We're using it to market ourselves, which is fantastic. But it's really brought to light how many people are actually in business, and the fact that there are so many of people like us, how many other people out there doing the same things, particularly in the coaching world. But in fact, I would say every market now, we're becoming more and more aware of more people doing the same things, and so is our market. Our market, as a result of this saturation, has become much more savvy. So I'd like to call this, they've become more savvy around the fact that they have choice. They've become more savvy around the fact that they want to be careful about where they put their money, because, anybody can get on and do this. Anybody can put together one of my workshops that I'm doing now, put down some fancy writing, slap it up on the screen, position themselves as an authority figure. Right? Anyone can do that. And by the way, in case you don't know who I am, and in case you're wondering, actually, yeah, you're right, Jan, anybody could be, slapping this up and coming online and presenting themselves as an authority in their field. I want to just give you a few things around who I am and what I do, so that you guys know who you're listening to and why you should be listening to the rest of this masterclass. So for those of you who don't know me, everyone in the group probably does, so hey everybody. For those of you who don't, my name is Jen Hall. I'm a business desirability coach. Basically, that means I help service-based businesses, entrepreneurs and coaches to become the number one choice in their market. I help you become more desirable to the people out there. Now, I've worked with over 100 entrepreneurs. In fact, I'm probably coming up to my 200 mark. I work mainly in one-to-one circumstances, but I also run group programs, other bits and pieces, which I'll chat to you about later. But I'm also a best-selling author of a book called Expert Unrivaled, because that is my specialism. That is what I really specialise in, is in helping you differentiate yourself. But what I'm going to come to talk about is the fact that we get so obsessed with being this unique, this unique person, instead of actually focusing on becoming their fingers burnt by people like me, not like me, because I'm not like without any integrity at all. I promise you, I'm here to help you, and hopefully by the end of this masterclass, you'll see that I'm not just somebody who's blowing wind up your skirt and pulling at smoke mirrors. I'm here to deliver real value today. So stick around, because also anyone who is on here live throughout the duration is going to get something really special at the end. So hopefully I'm gonna show you the right way, because what's happening at the moment is a lot of people are showing up with a lot of fluff, and they are showing up and saying, look at me, this is great, you can have this amazing life, and drinking the champagne bubbles, and I'm off to Bali, and so on and so forth. People are getting sucked into this, spending a lot of money with people and actually not getting anything for it. They're having their fingers burnt, so they're becoming more and more like, oh, where do I place my money? Oh, hold on, I'm getting all kinds of calls coming in. Let's decline that. Should have put that on Do Not Disturb. Hilarious. So yeah, there's more and more people who are being burnt and just worried about, where do I put my money and what's going on. So people want to know exactly why, not just you as a USP, because this is a massive cop-out for, as far as I'm concerned. Because yes, as part of my book Expert Unrivaled, which is here, is all about being a unique cocktail, a mixture of elements that make you completely and utterly unrivaled. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I think your style, your personality, your story, what you stand for, your values, your integrity, all of these different things, just to name a few, will make you up into the individual that you are and will position you as somebody totally unrivaled. But the market is way more clued up. It's not just about that for them. They want to make sure they're putting their money with somebody who really knows their stuff, who is an expert in their field, who is a specialist in helping somebody like them. That's who they want to put their money with these days, because especially if you want to sell high ticket, right? If you want to sell high ticket, you know, people are not willing to just gamble their money and just hope that you're going to help them achieve what they want. So things are moving and things are changing. People are becoming more savvy about where they're putting their money. There's more choice out there, so they're able to do more research. They're able to go, okay, so let's have a look at this company, let's have a look at that company, because the internet and the online space has allowed us to market ourselves so widely, and people are inundated with stuff, so they're just like, oh gosh, well, which one do I choose? And so today's masterclass is about how you can do that, how you can actually not only encompass all of those yummy things that make you so amazing, but also actually providing those concrete reasons as to why somebody should place their money with you, okay? Because the thing is, like I said, people are positioning themselves as this fork here, okay? So I've used this picture a few times. It's one of my favorite pictures to explain exactly what I'm talking about. That fork is indeed unique, but it's of no use to anybody. Everybody keeps focusing on making themselves this unique thing instead of actually, well, you know, USP, by the way, and please don't feel stupid for not knowing, because a lot of people have questioned me in the lead up to this, is what does USP stand for? Okay, so it actually stands for a couple of things. It could stand for unique selling point, or it could stand for a unique selling proposition, okay? But a lot of people focus too much on the unique side of it instead of the this selling point or the selling proposition, because it's also about being completely useful, okay? Because a useless, unique aspect may make you stand out, but it's not going to make you the number one choice in your market. Absolutely no way is that going to happen, okay? So I'm just going to check and make sure. Oh, bless Joe Darby. Hello, my friend. Says no one gets burnt by you. No, absolutely not. I make sure of it. But it's important to talk about, right? Because people are getting burnt by people, unfortunately, who just focus on being that fork. And they're not really focusing on what people truly need and what people truly want, because people do not want a bent fork. They want something that's actually going to add use to their lives. So I want you to shift your focus from falling into the bracket of those bent forks and actually into the bracket of being utterly useful in a completely unrivaled manner, which I'll come to in just a second to show you. I'm going to bust a few myths here. Ed's on here, says, hey there, Jen, watching on YouTube and commenting here. How exciting. Like I said, I can't comment anywhere else but in my group at the moment, so I can't sort of chat with you guys unless you're in the group. So if you want to come and join the fun, hello to Jane, hello to Birdie, oh my goodness, so many of you, Tanya, okay, David, all the Davids are on today as well. So I just want to quickly say hi, because I know you guys have made a real effort to come to the group, so that's fabulous. So do come and join the party. People are chatting in the comments, and I'm able to sort of obviously keep an eye on those and chat with you. So I want to bust a couple of myths next. So the myth one is focus on being unique. And as I said, it's not about being unique, it's about being a unique benefit. So focus less on being unique and focus on more on being a benefit, because that's what people really, really want to have. They want to see how you are going to help them achieve what they want, and how what is unique about the way you do things. So we'll come more on that in a moment to kind of show you more on those kind of things. The myth number two is it has to be brand new. So many people focus on, okay, again, on the unique bandwagon. How can I make it really, really unique? How can I make it completely brand new? I can't think of anything because there's so many of me around. All the good USPs have been taken, and all of these different thoughts that come around, finding out what makes you unique and what makes you unique benefits and what makes you differentiate yourself from the market to stand out and become that number one choice. We think it's got to be completely brand new, but it's just not true, because what's really important is that it needs to be framed in a way that it's new to the market. There might be things that you do on a daily basis that you don't see as unusual, but actually they are, even though other people are still doing them. But what they're not doing is they're not making a big song and dance about the fact that they are doing them. And that's one way that you can place a big spotlight on a particular part of your process where you go, okay, yeah, other people might be doing it, but they're not talking about it. My market doesn't know. And this is where it's really essential to look at your market, look at your audience, and really judge where that particular ideal client that you're focusing on, how what's the word that I'm on? How sophisticated is their knowledge, okay? And you need to gauge that, because then you know, okay, to this person, this is going to be a completely new message. But to this person, that message isn't new. That message is old because they've seen it before, and then they really are underground. They can see everything and they've been exposed to the lot. Okay, so that message isn't going to fit with them. But to this particular ideal client, it will. Or like I said, it might just be something that for even the most savviest, sophisticated of ideal clients, they just were like, wow, actually, yeah, I never really thought about it like this. Thank you so much. So don't assume and take for granted that even though you're doing it on a daily basis, even though other people might be doing it, that it isn't necessarily something unique and brand new. It doesn't have to be completely brand new. It just has to be unique and brand new to your market. So there we go. There's one myth busted. Myth number 3 is you have to find a USP. Now this is where so many people, and I'll put my hand up, back in the day, I found myself running around in circles, trying to find my USP. I'm like, where are you? Are you lurking at the back of the sock drawer? Where have you been all my life? And I just couldn't find my USP. And what I had come to realize, and what I now help people do, is in fact you don't find a USP, you create one. Particularly in the fact that we get stuck in this, well, everybody's got the USPs, everyone else has got one, I don't have one. Well, that's because you need to actually become a little bit innovative and actually design and create your own USP, which I'm going to come on to and show you how to do that in this live, which I'm really excited about. So you don't find one, you create one. So stop looking, because it ain't going to pop its head up. You might have hints of a potential of one, but we need to be a little bit, become engineers and actually look at how can we create a USP that's both unique and of benefit to our ideal client. Because finding this USP is going to help you stand out. It's going to give you a new, fresh angle. You're going to be that fresh, that breath of fresh air to the market that's able to stand out and cuts through the noise. And then you're also able to show people how you are the best option for them, which is absolutely fantastic. So it kind of eradicates competition. It's not about stomping on other people. It's about setting your lane and saying, this is what I do, this is how I help people, and that's totally unique in itself, but also a great benefit. Right, so let me move on just very quickly. I'm just going to check to make sure that I haven't got any questions. If you've got any questions, please do pop them in the comments. I will be more than happy to answer them for you. Do just let me know. Okay, so then, step 1. Let me get my little thing out. 1 second. There we go. So step 1. Now this is really important. So when you're creating a USP, a unique selling point or unique selling proposition, it's really important to get what I call 3rd layer clarity. Because the mistake that most people make is that they lead with a unique selling point instead of actually thinking about the foundations of their business first. Because you have to get people's attention, and yes, hinting at your USP at the beginning is a good thing to do, absolutely, because it helps you stand out. But if people don't understand how you can help them, that you're the person to listen to, and that you specialize in helping people like them, They're not going to even listen or get as far as to even looking at your USP, because it's not useful to them until they know fundamentally what you do as a business. So this is why it's really, really important. I'll give you an example of this. I'll give you an example of a confidence coach. Okay, so a confidence coach. I'm using the example of a confidence coach because there's so many out there. So we have to find out what people want versus what you want to deliver. Okay, so I guarantee you there are possibly hundreds of people that are going to watch this live or watch this on the replay who want to empower women to feel confident, right? Okay, let's all put our hands up if that's what we want to do. I want to do that too, right? I like to empower women. In fact, I like to empower men to feel absolutely 100% confident, right? But the problem with coming at it from that angle is it doesn't hit anybody in particular. Nobody, the particular type of person that we want to help. Because if we don't understand that, we can't dig into their core buying motivation. What drives them to want to buy the products or the services or the packages that you are selling? What is it that makes them go, oh my goodness, this is the right product for me? And you've hit all the feels and you've talked about all the buying motivations that really drive them forward to want to buy from you. So let's go back to this thing of confidence coach. So the confidence coach wants to make women feel confident, they want to empower them with confidence. But when we come in, as I said, at that angle, people are like, well, okay, confidence to do what? When we get really specific, we have to look at why somebody might need or want that confidence. So we can look at people who might be need more confidence to go to networking events because they know it's really important for their business, for them to be visible, for them to actually put themselves out there. And that's critical for them. This is when actually we can start to solve a problem, because that's what we should be doing. In any business, we have to be solving problems. But we have to solve, I guess, at a minimum 2 problems. So we have the problem that the client is absolutely aware of. So that, and that's really, really important, because if you're not speaking to a known problem, even if it's a symptom, they're not going to understand why they need you. Okay, so that's the first most important thing to know about. You have to first and foremost tackle a known problem. But underneath that known problem, there's generally a root cause, a root problem that's causing this issue, and that's the part that you're able to educate on and that you're able to fix for them. So we have to think about those kind of known problems and the impact problems that cause the known problems. So we have to be helping with both things, but we've got to really understand our clients to really understand how we can help them, and so that they can understand how we can help them. So we have to be able to say, okay, so maybe they need confidence to go live, maybe they need confidence to go to network events, maybe actually they need confidence to feel that they can be heard so that they can speak up in their meetings at work, because up until now they've got some really important ideas and things that they'd like to share, but they're not speaking up in meetings. They would love to be promoted, but they're not putting themselves forward. So when we actually start to understand the real known problem and the underlying cause for that problem, we can really start to connect with those people. And the difference in the messaging, because no one's going to listen to how you get them there if they don't know where you're going. It's like setting that GPS signal for people to say, this is what I help with. Okay, that's the first step. And then they can go, okay, fine. Now at least you're apples for apples. You've got to I always say, put yourself in the arena. There's so many people sitting on the sidelines watching everybody else do their thing and get all of these clients. And they're saying, why are they getting all those clients? Because they're selling them what they want. And you've tried to make yourself so unique. It's made you fluffy. It's made you differentiate to the point where no one even knows what you're on about anymore. Okay? Get in the arena, state very clearly what it is you do for people, and be very clear on who it is you help. Understand that person, get under their skin, get that third layer clarity. And that's where you'll really understand their buying motivations. That's when you'll hit them in the feels. That's when they'll turn around and go, oh my gosh, you're talking about me. That's my situation. That's exactly what I want. That's exactly my problem. You've got my attention, okay? But they also may have the attention of a few other people too. So this is where you move from being apples to apples to when you create your USP, you become the pair. Because then people can't compare you against anybody else. And this is where the USP slots in. But you've got to get their attention first and foremost. Be clear about what you do. Otherwise, no one really understands why they're going to bother listening to you. What is the point? Because they don't really know who you're serving and who you're helping. And, you know, are you an expert in helping people like them? If they've got so much choice, they're not going to pick a generalist. They're going to pick the specialist that helps people exactly like them. And to be fair, even in the good old days when there wasn't as many people still want to know that the service you're providing fits them like a glove. They need to understand that, okay? So that's really important. First and foremost is third layer clarity on who it is, understanding people's buying motivations, understanding people's current situation so that they really feel like they know you. Then you've got their attention, and now you can start to think about, okay, fine, this is their problem, or this is where they want to be, and this is the problem standing in the way of getting them to where they want to be. Now I can start to think about how can I be of benefit? How can I be of a unique benefit to, a unique benefit to helping them achieve their goals, whether that's overcoming a problem. I talk about this in other trainings very briefly, just to help you out here. When it comes to solving problems in any business, it's about looking at, are you building a bridge, so that you've got the ideal client's success island over one side. Now, are you building a bridge from where they are now over to the success island? And that's for more aspirational sellers. So they're like, yeah, you don't know how to do it. Let me show you how. This is how you can get there. Let me show you the steps. It's all very exciting. Or have you got like a little shark circling around their current island about where they are? They can't get over to their success island because there's a shark. Do we need to shoot the shark? Again, always say this, I don't believe in shooting sharks. I love sharks. This is just an analogy, okay? So they've got a bleeding neck issue. They need to get solved before they can even start taking the steps forward. So you've got to decide, what kind of seller are you? How are you helping people? Are you helping to build a bridge, or are you helping them shoot the shark? And that helps to also then identify, okay, what kind of USP could be of benefit depending on whether you're doing one of those two things. So step 2 is now to look at that situation, whether that's how do I help them shoot the shark, how do I help them fix that A&E problem, or how do I help them build the bridge over to the success island. Where is the missing piece to getting them? What is the actual problem? What, if only they knew, would help them get to where they need to go? And not even just if only they knew, but if only they worked with you to help you achieve that goal. If only they did that, how that suddenly everything would be better again. So I want to be very clear here. USPs aren't about smoke and mirrors and disingenuous, new ways to kind of pretend like things are of benefit. They have to be of genuine benefit to your ideal client, because if not, they will smell it off a mile away and they will be off in the other direction picking someone different. So this has to make total sense to them, and I like to think of it as building them up to an epiphany moment where they suddenly go, oh my god, yes, that's why it hasn't worked before. Oh my gosh, if only I'd had that. Now I can see how this is going to work, because your ideal client will have likely have tried things on their own, or they've already potentially paid other people to do it and they've failed. Okay, so this is where your ideal client's at. They don't want to keep putting money in places where they are suddenly like, oh well, I've tried that before and that didn't work and I've done that. They want a new solution to their problem. So what is that missing piece? What is that new solution that you provide that will help them get there? And this is where you start to identify your USP. It's in how you help someone achieve their goal. This is what I call, the one that flashed up a second ago, the unique magic bullet. This is true, real leverage of a concrete reason that goes in with the mix, that cocktail element that makes you utterly unique, that packs into there, but it provides that concrete reasoning behind, oh my gosh, yes, that absolutely makes sense to me now. I can see why I haven't done it. And the magic of a unique magic bullet is, for you, is that actually you've positioned it and you have packaged it up in a certain way, you've marketed it in a certain way, so they can only access that in your packages, in your product, in your services. That's the only way they're going to get access to it, because you have packaged it in a way that makes it unique. So can you see why I say change the focus from being unique first? Unique comes second. The uniqueness is in the innovation and in the engineering of that missing piece. Okay, the missing piece doesn't really change, but how you position it and how you market it, how you package that benefit to be unique is what makes it a USP. Ta-da! So hopefully that makes sense. Give me a heart or a thumbs up in the group or wherever you are, in fact, if that is now making sense to you about how actually now this is going to start to make sense for your ideal client, and they are going to come up with their own aha moment, and how you can see how you can suddenly create your USP. Chuck me some fingers, thumbs and hearts. Fingers, can you imagine that? I think Facebook, you need to do a bit of that peace sign into there. Right, step 3. Now step 3 is where you educate to the epiphany, because now you've found your missing piece. Now you go, okay, this is what I provide, that if only they had, they would get to the other side and everything would be rosy again. Fantastic. Okay, so and you've packaged it up and you've made it new and everything's engineered to a way that makes it fresh and gives people that new hope, not just hope, but new hope that, oh my gosh, yes, this is finally going to happen. But you need to get people to that point, right? You need to educate people, because just by labeling things, because this is another thing people do, is they just label a USP again to something unbelievably obscure and weird that they don't understand what it does. So we have to put an education piece in there. Now, one of the reasons I was going to bring in my can of tuna as an example to this, because I was meant to mention this way back. So here we go, can of tuna example that you've all been waiting for, which is hilarious. Can of tuna example you've been waiting for, that gap. And something that I think it's John West that has done really well is they created a can of tuna that is a no drain, no can opener can of tuna. Now this is a new take on what already exists. People want to eat tuna, but there's a specific type of client like me who will pay, I think it's about £2 extra a tin, in order to not have to get my fingers fishy, excuse the terminology, and not have to crack out the can opener and struggle to open the tin, right? I will put my hands up, I am lazy through and through, but I will happily pay extra in order to not have that happen to me. Now, that's a very simplistic term, that doesn't need too much explanation, okay? They've got a very memorable forefront USP there, that I will literally go and pay more and buy from them because it's new to the market, so no one else is doing it at the moment, just this particular company, and I will do it so I don't have to have all the hassle of draining and getting my fingers yucky and having to use a can opener. I will gladly pay for it. And so there are other people who will go, like my sister, who is, I can't believe you spend this money on this tuna when this one is so much cheaper. All you have to do, Jen, is get a can opener and open the blinking tuna. What's the problem? Well, I have a problem. I have a problem with it because I'm a particular type of client to the tuna makers, and I want to make sure that I don't have that problem. But there's two very different people. So can you see, by going back to step 1 and really understanding who it is you're marketing to makes a difference to the kind of USP you create. Because a lot of people would go, oh my god, this is utterly ludicrous, who's going to pay for that? And please let me know if I'm not the only one who is paying more for tuna in that respect. So that's because this. I don't want to be on my own here. But they're doing it, it's working, and I will pay more for it. So understanding who it is you're speaking to is really, really important, because they have different problems, different reasonings, different buying mentalities to other people. So don't base what you're doing on just one person in terms of like, well, they've said it's no good, or they said they don't want it, so therefore the idea's scrapped. Because it's just not true, because go and test it out on various different people, and we have to make assumptions. You know, if it's a problem for you, it's likely to be a problem for somebody else, and the person that you've spoken to that says this is utter tosh, I wouldn't, I wouldn't run with it, may not be the right kind of client that you are trying to target. So get specific, be clear, hold firm, have confidence in your ideas. Yes, test them out, and make sure that they are genuine problems and genuine desires for other people. Absolutely. I'm not suggesting you just run with something without doing any research, but just make sure you do enough. You know, it's like people do market research, they chuck it out into their Facebook feed and go, who thinks this is a great idea? Now, depending on who is in that audience, who is on your personal profile, will very much depend on what kind of answers you're going to get. And it's likely you're going to get every man and their dog with a different opinion about what you're doing. So curate the kinds of audiences you have to make assumptions at the very beginning, and then ask the right kinds of people and really get under the skin of those particular people who go, well, actually, yeah, that does sound like something that would be really useful and really helpful. And then do your market research with those people to find out, yeah, is it or isn't it? Don't ask the yes men either. Equally, there are a lot of people out there who are very, very good friends of yours who will just go, oh my God, yes, it's such a great idea, go for it. Ask unbiased, critical people who are the right people to ask, okay? So when it comes to market research, those are my tips. You don't just throw it out there to any old monkey, throw it out to specific people, okay? So that's step 3 is about education. So once you've done your market research, you've done your third layer clarity piece on those people, once you've got your missing piece that you know is your kind of special sauce that you add to the mix to get someone there, now it's time to go, okay, how am I going to educate people to arriving at that epiphany moment? Because once you arrive at that epiphany moment with them, there's no one else out there for them. You have got them right where they need to be, and not in a horrid way, in a way that is genuine, within integrity, that really resonates between both of you. Because now it's like, well, actually, yeah, that makes total sense to me. Now they're already converted, and you haven't even spoken to them on the phone yet. And you might be going, well, Jen, how is that possible? How are you doing this? And this is where it's important to come up with a magnetic marketing plan. One that you can capture people's interest, hook people in with a fresh new perspective on something that's genuinely a problem or genuinely a desire, and you're able to nurture them through a particular process and educate them at the same time to overcome all the obstacles that they have going through their brain, to help them arrive at the same conclusion that you're looking to get them to this epiphany moment when they suddenly realise this is the thing that I've been waiting for all along. And you need to present that to them in a simple, yes, but in a comprehensive marketing plan that helps educate them to get to that point. Because the tuna can is, yes, very simple, but this particular live masterclass is for service-based entrepreneurs, and sometimes it's not as simple as the tuna can, right? So it is important to educate, to help people get to the right epiphany. Now, it shouldn't take convincing, and this is the thing, we shouldn't have to convince anybody, and a lot of people get into that mode, particularly in that step 1 stage. It's not convincing people as to why they should be working. This isn't about convincing, it's about education, and they should be easily shifted from one layer to the next. The reason why we get into convince mode is because we're targeting our messaging towards those people who don't need our services. Again, when it comes to messaging in your market research, it has to be directed towards the right group of people. So think about the people who do need you, and suddenly your messaging has a very different tone to it than it would be if you're trying to target those people who are naysaying, who are saying, I don't need it. But you need to discover that need. You have to, in step one, find that third layer of clarity on genuine problems and genuine desires, so that it's not dragging people through a process and convincing them, it's taking them through the education. So there's a very different reasoning behind it. So I have a client at the moment who is going to be running an event, and they were putting on this event as a bit of a labour of love. So they're putting on the event as a labour of love, and they were like, I really want to do this. I think it's really important to get my message out there about this. I don't believe that these particular set of people, without giving away too much, are doing the right things to get these particular people to the end result. So I'm putting on this event, and she is thinking about doing it for free, and we're currently in a bit of a to and fro where I'm helping her come to terms with, well, you should be charging for this event. Why should it be free? And the reason why she's coming at it from a free perspective is because she feels like she is preaching and that she's convincing, and please come to my event. Instead of actually going, well, actually, I hold a lot of value here. And for the right person, this is really going to help you. But help you how? And this is where your messaging has to shift. Instead of preaching and convincing, we have to educate people. We have to help them, to educate them to arrive at a destination that they want to be in. And that's the difference. They want to get there. And so therefore, that's how it's going to help. That's how it's going to help them to get there, right? So educate, don't preach, don't convince. Change the perspective. Where do they want to be? Let's market to that place where they want to be and educate them to get there. So hopefully that example has helped a few of you to do that. So just checking to make sure that all of my notes have been covered, to make sure I've not gone off piste and missed out any of my examples. I've got a few more examples to show you in just a moment of people who have been through some of my programs who have come out at the end with their own unique magic bullets, their own unique selling points. Before I do that, I'm just going to pause for 1 second because I think I've got a couple of questions. Cool, Lucy says, tuna me too. I am so pleased. Jen, after capturing someone's interest, this is from Ed, what was the next step before nurturing them through the process? So that's basically it. So you're capturing someone's interest based on the fact that you have something that they need. You need to capture them somewhere, and this is, let me just fill in the pieces for you here. This is where a lot of people make a mistake. They just market on the front window. You've got to learn to pull people into an audience, somewhere where you can continue to market to them. Because if you just stay here, people go away and you're not able to educate them. So pulling them into a place where you can continue to help them, add value and educate and nurture those people is very important, i.e. an email list, i.e. a Facebook group, somewhere where you can continue the conversation, even if it's a more of a high level, high ticket, and I'm talking like real high ticket here, stuff, you could pull them into a private conversation, but somewhere where you can continue that conversation on, not just thanks very much, this was great, see you later. That's no good. You have to learn to give call to actions to pull them into somewhere where you can continue to market to them. So hopefully that's a bit more of help to you. Any more questions, do just pop them in the comments. So before I give you some examples of some of those incredible, unique magic bullets that people have created, I'm just going to tell you about something first off. So the reason why I'm running this unique selling point masterclass today is A, because I want to add incredible value to you, but also because I have my doors open at the moment to my Monetize Your Message program, which I'm really excited about. You get access to the program as of next week, and we start calls the following week. It's a 2-month program to help you stop convincing people, capture people's interests, really define that powerful marketing message that hooks them, pulls them in, and so you're actually able to nurture them. In this program, we also create your unique magic bullets, some of which I'm going to tell you about in just a moment, so you can see the types of things that people have come up with through going through the program. But it's an incredible program. It's been run a couple of times before. Everybody's got incredible results, and I'm just really super pleased to have the doors open yet again to a more evolved program, because I've lengthened the program out to ensure that you get as much support from me as you possibly can. Because one of the things I hate at the moment is people selling people into very large programs and people not getting the support that they need. So this is a program where you have access to me virtually daily, Monday to Thursday. And you'll have group coaching calls with me, and I'm not somebody just to leave you on the wayside. I give you that support. The group's very small; it's a maximum of 6 per round to ensure that you get the support and the attention that you need to get the results that we promised during Monetize Your Message. So you're going to be learning how to create that unique magic bullet. There's going to be information and help on creating content that hooks people in and provides that new fresh angle. There's going to be a module on monetization where we look at getting all of those different elements of your marketing message, understanding that third layer clarity of your ideal client, which is very, very important, taking all of those elements and actually pulling them into a marketing plan, so that you not only have you got that clarity on, first of all, what makes you an utterly unique must-have, on clarity on who it is you are actually serving, getting under their skin to understand exactly what their motivating buying habits are. We're going to pull all of that together so you can actually convert them to clients before they even get on the phone with you, so that when you take calls, it's actually with serious buyers, so you don't keep getting the ghosters or the people that are wasting your time. You're going to speak to people who are ready to queuing up to work with you. Okay, so that's where we're going to come up with your noise cut through message and your client conversion process that's going to do that before people get on the phone. That's what Monetize Your Message is all about. It's about redesigning you and packaging you up as that must-have #1 choice for your ideal clients. If you're interested in joining that program, there's only a couple of spaces left. But if you're interested in joining the program, please pop me a personal message, ask me a question in the comments, get hold of me, whichever way you'd like to get hold of me on. I'll pop in the URL, if I can get my words out, into the comments after this. But if you want to go and check it out, it's jen-hall.com/monetize your message, and between monetize there's 2 little dashes. I should probably just take those out because that's really complicated to explain. /monetize/your/message. I'm going to put it in the comments in a minute so it makes complete sense. But if you just actually Google Jen Hall Monetize Your Message, it will just come up anyway. So that's probably the easiest way to get hold of it. But I'll pop it in the comments in a bit. But do PM me if you're interested in the program, and I'll make sure you get all of the details, or comment if you are elsewhere, if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're in any of the other groups. And by the way, massive shout out to the Women's Business Club. We're actually live streaming in there as well, so I want to give a personal hello to anybody watching in there. But do pop it into the comments, and I will go and trawl through all the different live streams that I've got going, and I will make sure that you get the details. So talking about these examples then that I promised you regarding the kind of unique magic bullets that people have created. So I'll first of all talk about Jeff. Okay, Jeff Kidner, who works as a business called Elite Breakthrough Solutions. Now, his ideal client is somebody who has career anxiety, and he really helps them to get rid of that anxiety so that they can start developing their careers. Now, through the program, the Monetize Your Message program, I think 4 weeks into the program, he'd already secured around 6 clients, I think. It was just incredible. He was on it. And he did this through getting the clarity on who it is specifically he's working with, but also he had a great unique magic bullet which he actually created, which was Rekinetic NLP coaching. Now, this was a combination piece. Now, you can see that just by calling it this name, it's like, how is that of any use? He has created this education piece which helps people understand why it's of use to them. So it's a combination of processes of Reiki, kinetic shift, and his NLP skills that he's pulled together to create this particular coaching system, which is completely and utterly unique to him, that he's now able to go and say, okay, this is how this particular thing helps with your career anxiety. And he's pulled that bridge together, so it makes complete sense for his ideal clients, which is just fantastic. So well done, Jeff. We've got Shamini Giuliani, who is just incredible, who I'm working with at the moment, but also went through the Monetize Your Message program, and she does niche downloading. Now, this basically means that she channels people's niches, so she helps them become aligned with that. She also has something else, which is the soul contracted clients, the differences between the ideal client and the soul contracted clients. Now, just saying off the bat, there's a certain type of client that will go for that. There are a lot of my types of clients in my audience which would go, that's all a bit woo for me, it's all a bit too spiritual. And again, that's about getting and understanding who it is you're serving. She serves the spiritual crew. That's where she is. That's, you know, why people are attracted to her. You know, the spiritualness of those people is why people go for what she's offering, which is that niche that niche downloading that she does. So that's her unique magic bullet. You can't get it anywhere else. She does that. She helps to download your niche and she delivers it to you, which is just incredible. You can't get it anywhere else. Jeff's Reiki Kinetic NLP coaching, you can't get anywhere else. It's completely unique to him. So they've both engineered this in a way that helps them, their ideal prospects, to see, well, these are the people for them, because that's what they're after. We've also got Lynn in the maternity leave field, helping both the individuals who are on maternity, and these people are talented women who have gone on leave and they want to come back and on a strong return, to know that they can deal with their career, their job, and being a mum all at the same time. And equally, she works with companies to help them to get their employees, who they utterly value, from staying on after maternity leave, because so many people, the stats show, the talent goes on maternity leave, comes back because they don't feel supported, they feel the way they do, they don't stay on, and companies are losing really valuable people from their companies. So she works with two different types of ideal clients, all pulled under a very similar umbrella, but she uses her strong return method, which is unique to her, which helps her ideal clients become this strong return, where they don't end up leaving, where they stay, by initiating much earlier strategies, which comes under this strong return method. So that's one of the unique magic bullets that she has. We've got David Williams, who's actually on here at the moment. Again, David, I can't remember what we ended up calling it, but I'm going to give it a name for you because it was a while ago since we worked together. But he has this sniper gun marketing method, which is incredible. Now, David has a lot of fingers in different pies. He runs a few different businesses, which is just incredible. Always take my hat off to David, because he's just amazing with what he does, with all his various different things. But he helps this particular ideal client, which is international private schools, to actually stop hoping and praying that they're going to get their students, and kind of attending exhibitions where they may get some kind of fallback and may recruit some students into their school, but it's all a bit, let's just hope this works out. And he really helps them to implement a sniper gun style marketing, so it actually helps them to really directly recruit people. So it plugs all the leaky holes in the marketing bucket, so they can recruit those students time and time again without worrying about losing people or hoping and praying. They can start predicting the results that they're going to be getting into their schools. And again, some of these things you may be thinking, well, I've seen some of those before. But if it's new to your market, that is all that matters. Stop worrying so much about being entirely unique and different. Start thinking about, how can I be of benefit? And is it new to my market? Yes, it's important to be new. Yes, it's important to be unique. But engineer it that way, position it that way, package it that way. Focus less on worrying about what everyone else is doing and focus on being a huge benefit to your ideal client. So I really, really hope that you enjoyed this. So I'm just going to check for any more questions. What's her name, Jen? Ooh, Shamini Giuliani. I will tag her in this so you can get hold of her. She's fantastic, Shamini. She's brilliant. So yeah, so there we go. That's that. There's the USP Masterclass. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to have more details on the program, let me know in the comments below. I also have a special thing for you all, which is the 5 ways to present your business idea as new. And if you would like to have that, also let me know in the comments wherever you are, and I will make sure that you get the details of that too. So there we go. That's my little gift to you all. So thank you very much for joining. Really hope that it's been useful for you. It's time to become the number one in your market for what you do. Time to really start converting those clients and stop losing people. Get those people in the door and show them what you're made of, because the world has not seen anything yet. You are incredible, you are valuable, and you have a lot to offer. Make sure you say hi in the comments. Make sure you ask for what you want, whether that's details of the program or more information on how to present your idea as new to the market. And I will see you guys all very, very soon. Lots of love, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.